So, yeah, again, Liverpool. Listen, I'm not saying Liverpool should sack Arne Slot. I don't think they should sack him yet. However, he needs to be questioned as well, because if you go from the team from winning the league last season to spending 450 million on players and being sixth in the Premier League, 18 points behind the league leaders, and losing to in the Carabao Cup in the way it happened against Crystal Palace 3-0 at home, and they're not going to win. Listen, who knows? Anything can happen in the Champions League, but they're not going to win the Champions League. FA Cup, yeah, maybe. It's a toss of a coin, but maybe. But Champions League, no, they're not good enough. The Champions League could suit them more, because this team, as Arne Slot likes to say, they cannot handle the physicality and the set pieces and the throw-ins of the Premier League. Whereas the Champions League, teams are more end-to-end, more open, more like to play more football-based. So I'm not saying Premier League is anti-football, by the way, but I'm just like, the Premier League is related to set pieces, etc. Whereas teams in the Champions League, they like to play out from the back, to play out technically the ball, attack, passes, and go for it. They play high line, and Liverpool like to play this kind against this kind of teams. Whereas when they play against teams who are, let's say, rely on set pieces, etc., they can't handle it. Not rely on set pieces, before anybody mentions Arsenal. I'm not saying Arsenal rely on set pieces, but like the teams now, guys, in the Premier League, you see more of set pieces, throw-ins, corners, free kicks. So it's not like where it's a modern era of playing out from the back, tiki-taka, attacking football, the Pep Guardiola way. So yeah, but Liverpool at the same time have to start getting back to winning ways, start performing well, and because this right now it's not looking good for them. For them to be 5 points behind Manchester United and 4 points behind Chelsea, considering the money they spent and the Premier League champions, it's not acceptable, that's for sure. And you look at what happened in the end as well. That was a crazy end to that game, by the way, because Erling Haaland scored the winner, but there was 7 minutes added time, and the referee he made the game play into 98 minutes. I don't know why. I know Haaland scored the penalty, but like when the time ran out and it was 98 minutes, you should blow the whistle. You could give 1 more minute, but that's enough. You should have blown the whistle. Yes, I understand there was the penalty going on from Erling Haaland, but 1 more minute and then you should stop. And the referee didn't do that. He let play on, and then City scored the 3rd goal from Cherki, whereas Haaland could have go on. Cherki scored from the halfway line, and then Szoboszlai and Haaland were running, and Szoboszlai pulled the shirt of Haaland, and then Haaland did it to Szoboszlai as well. And then the goal went in, and the referee was like, "No, I'm not having this." I'm like, "Why?" The referee, listen, it was a goal. It was a clear goal, no problem. What the referee did was disallow the goal, but give a red card to Szoboszlai and give a free kick. What? Huh? Why? Like, if you disallow the goal, if you give a red card to Szoboszlai, okay, fine. Listen, I don't think Szoboszlai should be sent off. According to the rules, okay, fine. But I think for the fairness of the game, I don't think Szoboszlai should be sent off, because the goal went in. As you guys play FIFA, for example, or play EA Sports, or you play games, sometimes you normally see referees play on, and when the goal happens, okay, they cancel what happened in that foul action that you're supposed to give. The goal went in. If the goal didn't go in, then okay, give the red card to Szoboszlai. But the referee, when the goal went in, the referee gave a red card to Szoboszlai and he disallowed the goal. Who does that? Who does that? It's almost like you don't respect the rules. These referees don't respect and don't know the rules. It's almost like, no, we're going to create our own rules. Who do you think you are? An inventory referee? Perugini Colina? Who do you think you are? Listen, you can give a red card to Szoboszlai, no problem. Disallow the goal? Why? Why? And give a free kick? Why? Why? And there was other actions in the game as well where people say, Liverpool should have had a penalty from Bernardo Silva and Salah. Listen, I think Salah made it bigger than it is. I don't think that should have been a penalty in my opinion. There was the Kanate one on Marmoush. I'm not sure that was a penalty as well. People say Gay should have been sent off on Mohamed Salah. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. No. Listen, even though those decisions, the referee made the right decisions in my opinion, in general he had a poor game. And that what happened here summed it up. Because, okay, you just killed, I know football you have to follow the rules. But why do you have to kill the joy? Why? That was one of the greatest moments of the season. Where you score from the halfway line and you score the third goal and then celebrating Anfield and everybody was jumping up and down from the Manchester City side and the fans. Why do you have to kill the joy? Why do you have to make it like more micromanagement than it is? Why? Why? Give the goal, but give the red card as well. Why do you disallow the goal? Why? Why do you kill the joy? Why? Like it's almost like these City fans when they were celebrating and screaming for a minute. It's almost like they screamed for nothing. Why do you have to do that like this? Why? Okay, like that was. It's not like yes, you can give a red card to Szoboszlai, no problem. I don't think Szoboszlai should be sent off, but you can give him a red card, no problem. That was fair because he pulled the shirt of Haaland of a goal scoring opportunity. But you just allow the goal? Why? Why? Why you do that? The goal went in. The goal went in. So why do you do that? I don't understand. So, but anyways, because City, by the way, this referee is lucky that City were winning 2-1 and it wasn't for 3-1. Because if that was 1-1 and City were going for 2-1, the referee would survive. The referee wouldn't survive. I'm telling you right now. So, yeah, unbelievable. And by the way, because I see Arsenal fans. I mean, I love Arsenal fans, but they're everywhere in social media. They're saying that this game showed that why the referees don't want Arsenal to win the league. Why do you always have to make everything about Arsenal? Why? It's nothing to do with Arsenal in this game. It's Manchester City and Liverpool, and the referee, what he did in the end was disgraceful. Disgraceful. Adding one moment, not blowing the whistle, and then letting the disputation that happened towards the end, and then micromanaging it by giving a red card to Szoboszlai and disallowing the goal and giving him a free kick. Come on, do you think that's fair? It's not fair. So yeah, but in general, his performance in general was dreadful. Dreadful. That's why Liverpool fans were quite nervous on him. But yeah, Liverpool win the Manchester City win the game, huge win, 6 points. Arsenal still the favourites, but the race is still on. Let's move on to other leagues. La Liga, Valencia against Real Madrid. Real Madrid win 2-0, very important win for Real Madrid. Goals from Carreras and Kylian Mbappe towards the end. Very important win for Real Madrid, concerning Barcelona won the day before, and it was a good performance from Real Madrid, a controlled performance, professional performance. I don't think they gave much away. I mean, I don't think Valencia created many big chances. Real Madrid were okay defensively, and going forward they were solid. I should say, but going forward they did what they had to do to take their chances, and it was a good performance. I think well controlled, well professional performance from Real Madrid. So yeah, no drama, no problem, and a very important win against Valencia. Especially going away to Valencia is never easy with the crowd, etc. But I think Real Madrid coped with it really well. Even though Valencia are not really that great, and they are fighting for relegation. Atletico Madrid lost 1-0 at home to Real Betis as Anthony scored the winner. He's been flying for Real Betis since he left Manchester United. But now the gap between Barcelona and Real Madrid is only 1 point. I still think Barcelona should win the La Liga title, but Real Madrid are not far away, and you can never discount them out. Bundesliga, Bayern Munich win their game go back to winning ways by beating Hoffenheim 5-1. They had a couple of winless games, losing to Augsburg and drawing to Hamburg in Bundesliga. However, they go back to winning ways against the side who've been very good. I have to say, the third in the Bundesliga, Hoffenheim, very good team, but Bayern Munich destroyed them. It kind of helped them though towards the start because Hoffenheim went down to 10 men, and then after that it was always going to be difficult with the quality that Bayern have. 2 goals from Harry Kane, 2 goals from a hat-trick from Luis Diaz, who's been absolutely amazing for Bayern Munich this season. He's been in the peak of his form this season for Bayern, and for sure, if Bayern Munich are going to win the Champions League, he will be for sure could be one of their key players this season. So, yeah. Inter Milan, a comfortable win as well for them in the Serie A after they beat Sassuolo 5-0. As they also sit in the top of the league at this time in Serie A. They go 8 points clear of AC Milan. However, AC Milan still have a game to play on Wednesday, which is next week, I should say, not this Wednesday, next week at home to Como. Juventus drew 2-2 with the late equaliser against Lazio, with the late equaliser from Pierre Kalulu. But a very good win for Inter, a very comfortable win against Sassuolo. I mean, this Inter side, I mean, going forward, I mean, it's not the Serie A, it's not the Inter side that were under Inzaghi, where they were defensively very, very strong. But this Inter side is different. It's going forward, they're absolutely amazing, fantastic. I mean, how many goals they scored in like this season in terms of Serie A? How many goals? I think they've scored like so many, like 57. I think, yeah, 57 or 62. Depends on the side that's updated to me. But yeah, like great win for Inter Milan. And this Inter side is great to watch. That's for sure. So yeah, listen, I still don't think this Inter side is capable of winning the Champions League because I've seen them in big games against Arsenal and Liverpool, and they haven't done well. But for sure, this Inter side is it's different to Inzaghi one, where this Inzaghi side could cope with knockout stages games. But let's see what happens. I don't think this Inter side can win the Champions League, but for sure they have a very good chance of winning the Serie A title. PSG destroyed their rivals, Marseille. This is the same fixture I watched a month ago in Kuwait, in the stadium for the Trophée des Champions. And Marseille were much more competitive in that match than this game, because in this game they got absolutely pumped. 2 goals from Ousmane Dembélé on goal. Kvaratskhelia scoring, Lee Kang-in scoring as well. Very good win from PSG, comfortable win, fantastic win, and Marseille got absolutely destroyed. But and Marseille are now 3 points behind Lyon for the Champions League spots in the French league. Or no, they're actually in the Champions League spots, if I'm not mistaken. But this is kind of new format. Sometimes can confuse people which positions people could be in. But Marseille are in the Champions League spots, I should say. They're 4th in the French league. However, they're only 6 points clear of Lyon, so they still have a good chance of qualifying for the Champions League next season. But it's not over yet. But PSG, they're leading the French league, 2 points only over Lens. But PSG, should still win the French league despite they're only 2 points ahead of Lens. But very comfortable win for PSG, very good win and an emphatic performance and the result from PSG against the City rivals, or the biggest rivals, I should say, not City. Sorry. That's it, guys. Thank you. I wish you have a nice day. See you next time, and goodbye.